Hi, I'm Shifra, and I want to talk to you today about the change that we're all experiencing in such incredibly accelerated ways. If you feel like things are changing even more rapidly than they were just a few weeks ago, you are not alone. I feel that in such strong ways, and I'm sure that many other people do as well. So, first of all, just want to put on the table that once again that we're moving in this deep process that was not only predicted by the Torah and authentic Kabbalah long ago, thousands of years ago, but that is actually the core reason, the core purpose for which the world was created. And that is the move from the state of separateness and smallness and conflict and so much more, the human condition and all that it entails, which is known as gullus, exile, separation from the truth, from our spiritual source, and so much more. We're moving from that state of gullus to a state called Geula. I've mentioned it before, Geula, which is a state that includes awakening, the reunification of heaven and earth, remembering who we really are, infinite life, an end to suffering, an end to war, an end to conflict, an end even to death. We're moving from one extreme state of being to another as different from it as it could possibly be. No wonder that there's an underlying tenor of change. And as we move deeper and deeper into this process, that change must accelerate, like any real metamorphosis, like a birth process, like the emerging of a chicken from the egg, like the transformation, the metamorphosis of a caterpillar to a butterfly. This is how it works. There always needs between one state and another very different state to be a space of chaos and breakdown in between. What makes all the difference is how you deal with that chaos. And how you deal with that chaos depends on what you know and what you have available and who and what you're connected to. So, that said, I want to tell you about something that happened to me maybe 12 years ago. I'm just guessing, maybe it's a little more, when I took my first energy healing class. And I had a session during that class where the teacher of the class, who was a skilled energy healer, worked with me. And as soon as she started our session, I closed my eyes and almost immediately I went into this very unusual place, almost like a vision, where I saw myself and all of humanity kind of squished together, trapped together inside of what felt like an enormous snow globe. You know, those little snow globes, those plexiglass bubbles that have a little scene inside of them and you shake it and the snow falls. So it's not the whole world, those little snow globes. Even if you were animated and you were trapped inside of it, you might think that it was the whole world. But in fact, it is a temporary little, you could call it womb, a kind of place of gestation or metamorphosis that is a kind of corridor into a far bigger world. So the beginning of this process of birth, of metamorphosis, began with the beginning of creation and gullus, exile. The end, the climax, the destiny of us all is to be in the world of Geula, this world of heaven on earth and divinity revealed, and all the powers of the soul fully expressed and experienced in your mind and heart and life. But in between, something has to happen. We are not just passive beings like a chicken or a caterpillar. We are divine beings. How divine? Why divine? Because within us is invested God's power of free choice. We are here to be partners in creation. So as this breakdown occurs, there are two ways to interact with it. One of them is from inside the snow globe. The suffering, the constriction only increasing. The reacting to ourselves and our life experience and the people around us and the people, quote unquote, in charge who are causing this breakdown and change. Or we can understand the bigger picture. We can learn about what Torah and authentic Kabbalah have to say about these times. We can get access to tools that facilitate smooth and even miraculous change. And in our awareness and in what we're connected to, we can learn how to step outside of the snow globe to allow those cracks that the change is bringing about, and that's really what's happening, to give us access to something higher, to a deeper level of partnership, of co-creative partnership in the emerging Geula. So there are two ways to deal with the phenomenon of change, which is breaking apart everything that seemed to be predictable before. One is fear and resistance, complaining and victimhood. The other is stepping up, learning what it takes and exactly how you can move outside of the snow globe. And there, really start to connect with your deeper divine co-creative powers to be part of the change, part of the solution. We'll be talking about this a lot more, but for now, I just want to let you know how you can find out more. First of all, please stay tuned for my upcoming program, deeply transformational. It will include the best of everything that I know, everything I've learned, and everything I've experienced until now. That will be called Light Out of Darkness, Miracles and Purpose and Miracles in Chaotic Times. And meanwhile, if you'd like to, feel free to sign up for my free 3-part audio series, Authentic Kabbalah, Secrets to Living a Miraculous Life. And you can do both by signing up at my website, gateofunity.com, www.gateofunity.com. I'm going to leave it at that because we're already over 6 minutes and I want to keep these short. But there's so much more to talk about. There's so much more to explore. And I want you to know that we have access to a new light, to new powers, to new openings, to new co-creative partnership that has never been available for any ordinary person before. And that's because of the times we're in now. So stay tuned, and I'm looking forward to being back with you soon. Blessings and love from Jerusalem. And looking forward to so much more emerging here and now.